Hello everyone, I am Vaishnavi Gupta and in today's video we are going to be covering the major points that you should be considering and you should know while thinking of owning a startup. So for making it easy to understand, I am going to be breaking the content of this video into three parts. First, the eligibility criteria for startup. Next, in which form or entity should we incorporate or recognize the startup. And the third one, the tax exemptions that are available for startups and also the angel investors. The eligibility criteria for startups. For an entity to be recognized as a startup, it should be incorporated either as a private limited company or it should be registered as a limited liability partnership or a partnership firm. Next, for an entity to be recognized as a startup, it should have a turnover or total revenue of less than 100 crore rupees in any of the previous financial years. Also, it can only be considered a startup up to a period of 10 years from the date of its incorporation. That means that if your entity is incorporated in say 1st April 2020, then it shall be considered as a startup only up to 31st March 2030 and also with other eligibility criteria being fulfilled. The last and the most important point here is that your entity can be considered as a startup only if it is working towards innovation, that is it's working towards a new idea to bring up a new product, service or process, or it can be involved in the improvement, in a drastic improvement of an existing product, process or service, and it should have the potential to generate employment or create wealth. One important point that you need to remember here is that your entity, that is your company or your LLP or partnership, can only be considered a startup if it is a new entity. That is, it should not be formed by splitting up and reconstruction of an existing unit. In that case, it cannot be considered a startup. Now, coming to the next part, that is what should be the form of our entity. So now we all know that a startup can be incorporated as a private limited company or it can be registered as a limited liability partnership or a partnership firm. But let me tell you this, partnership firms को tax exemptions नहीं मिलते, so we are not considering it, it's completely out of scope. Now what's left with us is LLP versus company. So in case of companies, investment by angel investors or venture capitalists is easy. Why am I saying that? Because they can invest via shares or they can via equity shares or preference shares. So when they are investing via preference shares, say they want to be in the board of the company to check the functioning of the company so that they ensure that their money is being used in the most correct form and for what it was raised. So angel investors and venture capitalists mostly look for investments in companies. Next, companies can go global via their subsidiaries, which LLPs can't. So these are two important points which when we are incorporating our startup, we should keep in mind that we should incorporate it as a company. Next, what comes next to our mind is कि कंपनी और एलएलपी में कंप्लायंसेस कैसे रहेंगे. मतलब कि एलएलपी में कंप्लायंसेस थोड़े कम रह सकते हैं, but let me tell you this, there are only one or two compliances that are more in company, and this obviously does not outweigh the benefit that we are getting while when we incorporate the company. So my suggestion is, keeping these points in mind, please go for company, because here we are looking at the long term benefit that we will get when we are incorporating a company. Because ultimately when you are incorporating a limited liability partnership, you are not going to get so many benefits, and also in say 2-3 years time you will have to change it to the company. So better incorporate it as a company right now. Now the last and my most favorite part, that is tax exemptions. So let's take up for startups first. So post getting a recognition as a startup, it can apply for tax clearance for availing a 3-year tax holiday. That means कि आपको 3 साल तक tax भरने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. What are the conditions here? Let's look into it. First, it should be recognized as a startup by Startup India and DPIIT. Next, it can only be eligible for this exemption if it is a private limited company or a limited liability partnership. That means जो point मैंने पहले बताया कि partnerships cannot avail this exemption. Next, it should have a turnover of less than 100 crores in any of the previous financial years since its incorporation, and it should be incorporated after 1st April 2016. Now, what is the exemption? The exemption is that for 3 consecutive years, you are going to get a deduction of an amount equal to 100% of your profits. I'm repeating it, 100% of your profits, which you are going to be earning from your eligible business being a startup. The next part is the tax exemption for angel investors or from angel tax. So let me give a brief background on this. So when you are recognized as a startup, you go to angel investors for getting investment on this investment amount that which is above the fair value of shares that is calculated by merchant bankers. इस पे angel investors को more than 30% का tax लगता था, but अभी इस पे tax exemption दिया गया है by government. For this, you need to fulfill 2 conditions. One, the entity should be recognized as a startup by DPIIT and the total paid up value of the shares should not exceed 25 crore rupees, which means the paid up share capital here is the share value plus the premium amount that the angel investors are paying. So if these 2 conditions are satisfied, angel investors can save tax of more than 30% on their investments. So with this, I'm signing off here. But before that, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe, and also do comment whether you like the video or not. Do comment your queries below and I'll make more such educating and informative videos. Thank you.